Hi everyone, it's Wisdom Card Wednesday, and this is Ruth Sandoval coming to you with my wisdom cards and want to go through another card of the week. So for those of you who have never been here before, if you see the little red icon at the top of the screen, you're viewing me live and you can comment, let me know that you're here, that would be great. If you are watching this on replay, if you would type hashtag replay into the comments and then I'll know that you were here. What I like to do is every Wednesday, I like to pull one of my wisdom cards and go through them. So in the course of 44 weeks, because there are 44 cards, we will have looked at all of the cards. And maybe I'll just talk about some tips and ways to use them today as well. So what I like to do is ground myself. I've lit a candle behind myself. This is my sacred space, and I like to light a candle just to bring my presence home to this place. And then I like to shuffle the cards. Sometimes I'll put my hand on my heart, take a deep breath. That helps to ground me a little more. And then when I work with the cards, I just like to shuffle until I feel complete. So today I'm going to pull our card of the day. And today the card of the day is service. And I'll read that to you. When doing a lot for others, you may wonder, when am I going to get my life back? This is your life, today, now. And the question for you is, how can you enjoy the moments that are your life today? So a lot of us are really feeling like we're working in service right now through the pandemic. Anyone who's a parent is feeling it. Anyone who's a parent of a school-aged child. Oh my gosh, so much is going on, so much to pay attention to. And then if you work on top of that, if you have a job where you work from home, you're trying to do your work and work with kids. Maybe you're in service working with your parents and you have aging parents who need a little extra care during this time. Maybe the service work that you're doing is for other people. But when we look at service, sometimes we get so caught up. We know that we want to do it, but we get so caught up in what we're doing and get caught up in how difficult it can be that sometimes we lose sight of the fact that we still need to be present right now, even during times of being in service. So the way I would work with this card if I were coaching and the service card came up, for instance, if this popped up, we would talk about what service the client is working with right now, whether it's on a personal level, whether it's a type of work that they're doing, even a leader who might be working as a leader whose philosophy is service to their employees. So there are a lot of different ways that you can look at this card. When I think of how I use cards in coaching, usually I will, of course, get permission from the person that I'm working with. And anyone who I work with knows that I work with my wisdom cards. And sometimes it just feels like the right time in a conversation to say, you know what, let's pull a card. And when we do that, it takes the conversation and helps it to move along. When I talk about being an intuitive coach, which I am, what that means to me is that I coach using a specific process. I've been trained as a coach. I have coach certification. I have a BCC and an ACC. So there's that solid coaching piece. But during conversations when I'm coaching, I'm using all of my other abilities and skills. A long time ago, or maybe not so long ago, we weren't able to talk about intuition that much in public, in mainstream, especially things like being clairaudient or claircognizant, which I am. How I receive messages is that sometimes I just know things. It's not that I know personal things about people's lives, but I just know when is the right question to ask, when is the right thing to say, what's the right topic to use. Those are things that I get through other means, and I consider that to be my claircognizance. Clairaudience is when I hear things. Hi, Christy. Oh my gosh, it's good to see you. Talking about coaching today. and talking about clairaudience, which I also have. Being clairaudient means that you hear things. I don't hear things with my ear. So I think there's kind of a misnomer there. Some people may hear things as a voice outside of themselves, but I hear things as there's an inner voice that's different from my own thought process, and that's what I call clairaudience. So even the International Coaching Federation now talks about the clairs and acknowledges that coaches can coach better if they use their clairaudience, clairsentience, clairvoyance. And it's becoming more and more common for us to actually acknowledge that. There was never a time when people didn't have intuitive abilities, but there has been a time when people didn't talk about them. Hi, Vicki. Oh, it's good to see you both here. So we're talking about intuition and coaching. For me, intuition and coaching are one. So I don't coach without my intuition because I can't take a part of me that isn't that lives in me, and I can't separate that out. I think that's been the disconnect with coaching for a long time for me, is maybe I was using some of my clairs, my claircognizance, clairaudience, but I wasn't really aware of how to integrate that into my coaching model or my coaching process. So that's another way that I would like to talk about the cards. The wisdom cards actually help me to connect with those parts of myself. When I start talking, I trust myself as a coach. I trust my expertise, and I also trust the messages that I'm getting. That takes time. So using wisdom cards takes a little practice, and it's really fun to practice with them, especially with people who you feel safe with. So every coaching session should feel like a safe place. And when you're getting ready to use them, I would suggest that a good way to use them would be to find a trusted friend and play with the cards, test them out, do a coaching session, use the cards when it feels right, and see if that helps. So that's my coaching tip for the day, a little bit about our intuition and coaching on Wisdom Card Wednesday. If you would like a deck of cards to work along with me, you can get them at ruthsandoval.com. They come in a box that looks like this. So those are my Weaving Wisdom cards. If you want even more information about the cards and want to learn to work with them more, I have a book that you can buy on Amazon.com, Weaving Wisdom into Your Coaching Practice. And I've had a really nice review that was pointed out to me yesterday. So I don't know who left the review. There are initials there. And I just want to say thank you so much for the kind words about the book. And thank you for believing in the Weaving Wisdom cards and book, and for using them in your coaching practice. So Christy, Vicki, I'm going to sign off unless there's something you wanted to say. Don't see any more comments. All right, well, I'm going to say good afternoon. I usually do this in the morning, but every Wednesday is different, and this Wednesday got really busy. So have a wonderful afternoon.